as the sun starts to go down. The systems aren't exactly 100% straight. That's the whole reason I came here. So, alright, I have to stop here at the middle of the bridge. Back at the mainland. Welcome to the Eternal Cyclist. Enjoy the adventure. We're now in Japan. Never put that on the video. The griping and the bitching and the moaning. Never is rhyme or reason to the weather or anything like that. Yesterday it was supposed to rain all day long, didn't, and the sun came out for a while. Today it's supposed to be mostly clear, and it's cloudy, and that's that. As usual, doesn't take the credit cards. Okay, as I rode up trying to figure out which one of these ferries it is, the ferry I wanted was just taking off, so now I've got to wait for the next ferry, and then we'll take the ferry across to that one. Lots of ferries go everywhere here. It costs 600 and something, 190 for the bike, so $1 something for the bike, and about 400, which is $3 for me to take the ferry across to one of the islands. So looks like island hopping will be okay. Here's a list of how many ferries are going. They go ferries quite often, and this is where I'm going, Kurshka. So the next one's at 11:20. Okay, in Hiroshima we picked up the ferry. As I said, I made a mistake. I didn't know I needed to get the bike pass thing first. Then I went and had to pay for the bicycle itself, just pay for me. Instead I ended up spending 190, got 90 back on my refund because I have a refund charge. But overall good. Load up the ferry and then take some pictures as we go across. Okay, I learned about the pass. Then you get to bring your bike free on these ferries. But I made a mistake. I bought mine first and then did it. Paid the ticket, then found out where to get the pass at. Now I got the pass, now I get on with the bike free. So I'll be doing some island hopping here because they say it's really fun and neat. So I'm gonna see, but as you see, all the mountains on the coast and the hills. Everywhere here, there's... Okay, as we say goodbye to Hiroshima. For a place that had an atomic bomb dropped at it, it sure is a big city these days. Now we'll pass the ports, a few small islands, and head out to the island I'm going to bike ride on. I'll take a picture of that. One of the things I'm doing is taking pictures and making PDFs of all these type flyers that I find to help other cyclists and a few friends if they want to come out and cycle Japan. So I'm getting as many as I can, and I'm adding them to my collection as I go. Also, that way I don't have to take paper. As we cross between some of the islands, they're bringing the fishing scaffolding or fishing hide boxes. They're all over around this little island. Buy yourself a cute little island out here. Okay, we're approaching the small little island. I shouldn't say so small. And I'm going to be biking around. So it's going to be interesting to see what we find here. We see beaches already. The fishing things, so it's where they do all their little fishing stuff and fish traps and keep the live fish and all that kind of stuff. So these are all the little islands now that we're going to be can go around in and out with ferries on and off and different stuff. So let's see what it brings. It's supposed to be great biking out here. As the ferry goes back, I'm just going to take my quick pictures here in the bay thing. Nice little harbor. You come to a little fishing village. Over here are the little tourist things. This is the ferry building. Over here is kind of a map that's not in good condition anymore. Then over here we have my bike, and then it has the biking route. Here's posted here, so they've made it pretty big. And then another map that shows the whole area. So the nice little village and the fishing outlet, and we'll follow this around. The only problem in some of these places is they show what the stuff is, but the signs are in Japanese, so you have to use Translate to figure it out. Points of interest are kind of interesting, at the same time not. You can see why with the locals this is a very beautiful biking place, and it's busier than heck in the summertime. because basically you can see beautiful spots, has parking places for bikes, beautiful views of the ocean and everything else. You can see the farms for growing clams and oysters and different stuff along here as well. It being cherry blossom season starting, you can see the hillsides are just getting beautiful with that. This is just some of the shells that they get. Just look at all the shells. Stack piles and stack piles. Beautiful tunnel area, this one. Okay, the rain has come and decided to rain on my parade, so going around the rest of the island is just not worth it. It's cold and rainy and may not be able to find any place to camp. So I booked a place to camp, so I'm going to now go back to a different ferry, take a ferry across to another city. I got more islands to go to after that, so we'll see how this goes. Even though it's raining, I'm taking the longer route around to the city. Could have gone back and dodged out to a ferry, but because basically I want to take these bridges. That's what these islands, half this island stuff is about. It's taking these funky bridges and stuff across and all that good stuff. So we'll see how this goes. Must be April 1st. They're also working on the bridge, so I can't go on the road. Had to go here past the workers, take cones out of my way and everything else. Gotta love the experience in Japan, but very helpful. Some of these tunnels are quite fun, but for quite a ways. But at least some of them have light and decent path. But supposedly there should be a bridge when I get to the other side of this. Okay, we made the top of the bridge. It's up on the top of a big hill. I'm going to take a look around and see what else I can see before I ride on. And can't take any video. Okay, here's supposed to be a great viewpoint. Shows everything you're supposed to see. Little QR codes if you want to digitally map it. But basically, you can see the weather went to pot. It's been raining pretty heavy, so I'm going to get in it somewhere into that city. There is where my hotel is for the night, or hostel. Probably could have camped in a place like this. Wouldn't have been the greatest, with a little restaurant there. Could be a lot of traffic in and out. Again, it's, you know, got a rest area that's got the toilets and everything else. Could have maybe snuck underneath there as well, but just depends on the way the rain comes, whether or not camping in a place like that would be worthwhile. I'm gonna walk out a little bit, take the picture, and then go back and grab the bike. The other red bridge over there, down in the distance. It's got a little swirly that goes down it, up it, as opposed to this one, which is on top of the hill. So I'll be curious to see how we get down off of this one. Looks like it goes on the roadside over there somewhere. It comes down. Little shrine down here. Cute little shrine. And then that's the city side. And that's the shrine. I'm going to take a picture of the shrine. So, take a pitch. And then some of these things some days are a freaking joke. It's like, okay, got to go down this. And a burn up brake, walk it down or whatever else, but you can't go on the road. Okay, for 25 bucks, yeah. Still got to make your own bed. At least it's a warm bed out of the rain. So, an interesting hostel called the Red Submarine. You come in, the first thing you see is almost like a boat. You hear the whistles of a captain's bosun whistling you in. This is called the wardroom. Captain's quarters and all that is over there. It's a good kitchen. It's got a toaster oven, microwave, the refrigerator, your normal stuff, wash pots, pans, some free tea and such. And then it looks like a little galley with portholes, a TV set, in and out room, some extra blankets, submarine style. Then the dormitories, same as usual. Come this way to the dorms. And the dorms are a little hallway. This is my bed, just normal little dorm capsule beds. Make up your own. Just had a wonderful bath, even though it says no tattoos. Today was okay day. Okay, there's the poor bike on the street, locked up. Don't really have to lock it, but lock it. And this is the city at night. Up from up here, but as you can see, it's raining. Everybody's with umbrellas. It's coming down hard, so I'm just happy to be in a hostel for the night. Tonight's big bowl of, noodles, drink, bread and stuff. Yum yum. Okay, things work quite a bit differently here in Japan than most other countries I've been so far. Here we're coming up on a long tunnel. Most places would mark this as not passable. Here they actually put a bike lane in for it, which is a good thing, but that's something I'll talk about here in a little bit, about planning routes. Okay, you see the other cyclists coming that have lights on. Yes, when you go through tunnels, you're supposed to turn your lights on your bicycle. I haven't put mine on yet, so we'll just do it. Normally I'm not a big planner or route maker or anything like that. I just like to go with the flow, see what I see and everything else. But here in Japan, I found that very difficult because there's things like this just behind me, tunnels that go instead of going over mountains, which bring you to places, take you past places that you don't want to see, that you want to see, so on and so forth. But make the ride easier, don't make the ride easier. It's what you want to see and what you want to find. You gotta really here kind of make a plan as well. Not every tunnel is allowed, not every bridge is allowed, so you got to work your way around these things and set up a proper dialogue for where to ride. So why I'm downloading pamphlets and everything else, for help other people and my friends. These areas have these canalways and other things, which again, like I say, as you see up here, the bike path ends on this stuff. Makes it a little difficult to go walk around and do things at a railroad crossing. This has got a little worker bee that blinks when you go across the railroad tracks. Now, sometimes we have fun in Japan. Which tunnel am I supposed to take? The smaller one or the bigger one? Better double check. Okay, you can see the bridge off in the distance. Hopefully I'll get a better shot up the road of it. But basically, that's where we start island hopping. Alright, as we come around the corner, we see the toll path and the bridge we're going to cross. Like I say, hopefully we would have got a good view of it, but getting on the side roads, maybe on the other side. I have to stop here at the middle of the bridge to just take a quick gander around the bridge itself, how top we are, some of the bridges I can see way off in the distance. This will be the first set of islands I'm going across on the bridges, or I should say the second. Luckily enough for me, I was going across on the first one, which is the least known and stuff, which has the fewest bridges, but it's also the least popular with everything else. Now I'm to the second most popular route, and then I'll end up on the very most popular on the last one, going across the bridges like this to doing island hopping. So that's my next few days of stuff. Okay, sometimes I know I take a little bit longer with these videos on some stuff than I do on other stuff. This shows all the different bridges I'm going to cross. This will be bridge 1. That's bridge number 2. That's bridge number 3. That's bridge number 4. That's number 5, number 6, number 7. There's the QR code if you want to learn about it. Then they talk about the bridges here. Of course, everything is in Japanese. Here they just talk about the shrine and that one, which we're going to go up here to see. You can see the bridge peeking through that. So I'm going to take a picture of that. And then I'm going to walk up here real quickly. And like I say, the bike unfortunately can't come across this side of the street because we're not allowed to cross the road there. But I'm definitely going to walk this. like I say. And get a little bit of a picture here. Zoom in on that. And there's the bridge, and hopefully we'll get some better pictures up the road. Cute little villages. The bridge on that side. Bike path brings me through here, so I'll have to pay attention to what's going on here and ride around and then see what we see. Nice big beautiful building coming up there, temple, and like I say, touristy type places. A little look at a Japanese style boat. Alright, from this village, these beautiful buildings, Japanese style castles. I'll take a look and see what that is here in a second. You start to see the second bridge, which crosses over. So I'm gonna park up here, walk around and see what this is, and then come back. Okay, here we have the second bridge. We're going to cross over. That's the one up there, so we'll head to that next. Some of the signage and placages are for it there. You can see the nice little village here that we just passed through. A little shrine here with the temple, so that's nice. Okay, we come to this little bridge after a little steep climb, and it's nothing fancy, but it brings you to the next one. This route follows the coastlines around the islands, but don't think that means it's flat. And then over there in the distance you can see the big island, which will be the next set of stuff we go to. Meanwhile, it's just a beautiful view, beautiful day. What not to like? Beautiful view down at the ocean side. Cherry blossoms. Beautiful mountainside. A tunnel to go through. And beautiful cherry blossoms all the way to the tunnel to guide you in. Definitely tunnels here are a lot better than in a lot of other countries. As anything that's new, it's got a full-fledged sidewalk for people to walk or bike through. Alright, as we exit this tunnel, you're going to see a sign. We come into a big bridge. So now we're going to cross this bridge. We come to the lookout point. This now is bridge number 3. So I'm going to take a little stuff there for you all. And then step back and there she is. Bridge. The wind is picking up, so gotta watch recording on these bridges and stuff. Really can't see over the edges, but it's beautiful. That's the way it goes. Even though this road has got some nice ups and downs going to the bridges and going to the tunnels, crossing the islands, but on the other side it takes you down along the coastline for beautiful views. On the islands there's definitely some of the older style homes still around. Okay, we've come to our next bridge, and that'll bring us to another island. Alright, a different style bridge again. Just came up a brutal little hill, straight up to get here. Okay, now we're getting to a couple of the cuter, smaller bridges, and they'll bring me across, so we'll see what goes on here. Okay, I see the ferry, so I'm gonna miss that one. So I want to go across the bridges. That's the whole reason I came here. So we'll check out the next ferry whenever that comes. Going up the hill to this bridge, Okay, coming around the corner to the last bridge. We'll cross this and then go to the ferry and see what's what. Back the other way. So we're just gonna go across it to say we crossed them all. The other city is just up the road, but I don't know where the ferries go, so I have to check that out. Okay, all 5 bridges have been crossed. Now I'll go back to the ferry terminal, find out what's going on and which ferry I need to take off this. Nice little bridges, been a beautiful little trip, island hopping, and we'll see what on next. One bridge, 2 bridge, and the 3rd bridge is behind that. Here's the ferry terminal. I'm going to find out the information. Just talked to the other cyclist. He doesn't know. He's going to the other main island, which is where I don't want to go. Okay, this ferry does go across to the next island. Then I'll have to ride across and go to the next island, across that island, and then take the ferry back to the mainland. So we'll see where we end up tonight. But I'm going to take some pictures. The systems aren't exactly 100% straightforward, but they are what they are. Basically, you come over, you can either go to the kiosk person or you can buy the ticket yourself and you just go here. If you have one adult, one-way ticket, then you pay $3.70. Then if you take your bicycle, it's $1.70 unless you have that discount coupon, but then you need to get your discount coupon stamped so they know you're coming. And then you can sit in the terminal, stay warm until the ferry goes. Kind of a map of the whole region. I went the other day, took out to here, took the ferries out to here, rode the islands out here, rode around this, rode back around this, rode to here. Then this morning I rode across here, then out to here, then over to this bridge. And this bridge I'm taking all the way out to here, then across to here, then we are going across the bridges there, and then oops, back to the port here. Then this port is going to bring me across to this island. Then I got to cycle over this island to here, and then take one of the ferries either to here or here, depending on where I want to end up going. So I got to look into that, and then work my way up the coast to the big main 5 bridges, which are this one. That's the finale to the main big island. So special today. I have an entire ferry to myself to take me across for 370 yuan or yen, which is $2.50, and I get the entire ferry. It's got to go. And then over there are the different bridges. We'll see what we're going to see. The one bridge is up that side. Zoom into that one. That's the one bridge we crossed. That one's the 2nd bridge, and the 3rd bridge is behind on that side. And then the road goes to the other city. Gonna put that in, but that goes to the big island, not back to the mainland like I want to do. I need to go to the island that's over there, behind that, and then from there, bike across that island to where I need to get another ferry to the mainland. Okay, first we went over, now we're gonna go under. Okay, we can see the last bridge that we crossed as we go around the corner there, and we head across to the other island, fighting the currents. But nice little trip for a couple bucks, and like I say, only me, like a private boat tour. Nice islands. Okay, we arrived the other side. Busy port. So I'll be ready to get off the boat and start riding to find a grocery store, then camping. That was the island I was just on. It goes partially down farther. And then there's, like I say, so many different island things out this way. But I'm playing the bridge island hop. Well, and a little bit of ferry today. So I'll have to do one more ferry. And then that'll be good. But now I gotta go over the mountain to a place to get a grocery store, get some food. It is just nice here on the islands. Ride real slowly, take it easy. Watch all the ferries and all the stuff go around everywhere. What is it? I don't know. But one thing I've noticed on this island so far, tons of places to camp, quiet little places like this. Nice little island with a bunch of more scenery than stuff than the last islands that had the bridges. Things that I think sometimes is a shame. You get these nice villages, you get these nice shrines and stuff, but then they build the other stuff right around them. But it's a beautiful shrine. I'm gonna take a look. Okay, as today is finishing up, I went and got groceries. I've looked at the shipyards and the boats where they make boats and that kind of neat stuff. Taking a couple ferries now. I rode all the bridges. Now it's just find camping here in a bit and call it a day. So at least by taking these ferries, I get to see all the different islands and all the different views and all the different things here in Japan. Alright, it's getting closer to sunset time, so ferry should have me back on the mainland and right around to the next boat. This time I get to share the ferry with a lot of people versus the last ferry I had all to myself. As the ferry goes, I'm looking, going like, oh, that would be a great camping site. Then I look and I see, oh wait, they put a fence in front of the tree line. So there's no way I can get to the trees. Okay, back at the mainland again. So, gotta look for camping. As the sun starts to go down, always the biggest problem I've had so far in Japan is finding places to camp. Because you can camp in some places, in other places, not so well. Beautiful sunset. And right into the thing. It's getting sunset time. I've set up the hammock here on this back road between factory areas. Looks like the one factory's closed, so it should be good here in between the trees. Got to do the new strap system because I broke the other one, so we'll go on from there. But at least we got a camping spot for the night, and that's all we need. So this is going to close up this video on this day because so much footage on going across those islands, hopping, and now it'll be till the next section, which is the big one, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Thanks for watching.
Just like and subscribe to us.